Hey guys, Jim Roman here with the Internal Roots Movement. Thank you for stopping by to check out the breakdown of the first half of the Grapplers flow that we've been putting out online the last couple of days. So with this, anytime you're doing these movements, we're going to think about how you're accomplishing the movement. We're not just trying to get the movement done, we're trying to do it as well and as effective as possible. And have as much control as we can. So as you're going through your movements, let's think about three main things. Drawing in and up with your belly button to help connect your upper and lower body. Speaking of the lower body, let's think about internally rotating at your thighs. So I know it sounds kind of weird, but you're actually thighs that do work in rotation. So your arms, a lot of us work in rotation. It's kind of tricky, but think about rotating in from the thighs through your movement and rotating out at the upper arms. So rotate in at the hips and the upper thighs, rotate out at the upper arms and shoulders, and connect it all by drawing in your belly button. Sound pretty cool? Right on. Now another thing to think about is if there's any part of the movement or the flow that you're not comfortable with, get comfortable with those positions. So get comfortable in the down dog position, get comfortable lowering down and screwing with your arm, literally screwing with it. Get comfortable when you're doing your pigeon position, get comfortable with little parts of the roll. Even if you just gotta do the roll itself. So break down little segments of it, any part that you need to, and get comfortable with that before you start stringing them all together. And as a cool warm-up, get in those positions and start playing with the rotations of your thighs, start playing with rotations of your arms, and even if you really want to get crazy with it, break down the smaller joints, working the ankles and the knees in those different positions just to gain familiarity and get your body prepped for what's going to come. Sound pretty good? Right on. Let's go ahead and go through this stuff now. So, we start off in our down dog position. Now down dog, let's go ahead, initially, try to drive those heels down. We're keeping all our cues in mind, rotating outwards up here, rotating inwards down here, keeping it all tied together in the middle. Sound good? Sounds good. So now, what we're gonna have you all do is when we lower down, we're gonna think about bringing the shoulder towards the ground and kind of bringing our ear towards our opposite shoulder. We want to avoid our neck while we're doing this. So we're going to bring our thumb towards our shoulder, ear towards the opposite shoulder, and then once the shoulder comes down towards the floor, we're going to chop our arm out. So remember I talked about screwing the arm? That's exactly what I'm talking about. So we screw and chop outwards, and then we roll forwards around the shoulder, not the neck, but the shoulder, and then we roll through. So since we're going over your left shoulder right now, or I guess I am technically, I'm gonna roll to my right hip. So we're going cross body, okay? So as we roll forward, we're going from left shoulder to right hip, and then swinging the left leg back to get nice and comfy in pigeon position. Kind of bask in it for a second, enjoy it. Feel that rotation there, so you're lifting out of your hips and not just sinking down. We're trying to resist and overcome gravity. Then we're gonna reverse the motion. Butt cheek down, reach the leg all the way out. Then we're gonna roll ourselves back the same way we got here. So remember, we're on our right hip, so we're going over our left shoulder now. Ear to the right shoulder once we get all the way back there. So we're gonna tuck the chin, roll back, ear to the right shoulder. Then we're gonna screw the arm back in. Go to the elbow, go to the outer edge of the forearm, and up to the pinky. Back in to your down dog position. Only to repeat the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to bring ourselves down, shoulder coming towards the thumb, ear towards the opposite shoulder. Once the shoulder makes contact, we're going to reach the arm out, screwing the arm.